Swadhyaya Pracharana Tapam, the penance of propagating self-education. Those were the days of my Guru Pada Seva, serving my Gurus as Brahmachari at Chinmaya Mission after completing my course at Sandipani Sadhanalaya. I had the privilege of receiving a letter from Pujya Gurudev Swami Chinmayanandaji. As I contemplated how to respond, I mentally engaged in an extensive conversation with Gurudev. However, days passed without me writing any reply. In the end, I posed a question that had been weighing on my mind at that time. The ancient rishis, in their pursuit of truth, were known for their intense penance and meditation. Yet, we do not engage in such severe penance during our studies or while teaching others. How then can we ensure the realization of the Absolute? On receipt of the letter, Gurudev promptly replied. It is worth noting that Gurudev was often on tour for Jnana Yajna programs, and sometimes letters addressed to him also travelled a great distance to reach him. As a preface to his reply, Gurudev would sometimes share the details of his current programs or the journey the letter had undertaken to find him, adding intrigue to the replies. Never doubt that you are not engaging in severe penance or tapas. Continuously pursue your own education without fail. Propagate the scriptural message to the best of your abilities. Gurudev included a quote from the Upanishads. Swadhyaya pravajanabhyam na pramadidavyam tattidabha. Studying and teaching scriptures is indeed penance, and penance alone. Gurudev concluded the letter assuring me that the blessings of Swami Tapovanam would always be with me. I still cherish that inspiring assurance as the most invaluable asset on the path of my sadhana, the path followed to accomplish a mission. Teaching scriptures undoubtedly benefits the listeners, but for a seeker engaged in propagating scriptures through teaching as a part of their sadhana or mission, it is essential to consistently contemplate the profound messages within the scriptures and internalize them. Gurudev frequently reminded his disciples about this. His observation that discourses were a form of loud reflection is certainly worthy of contemplation. Appeasement is not a primary objective. I used to share the details of my activities with Sampujya Sadguru Swami Bodhanandaji. During one conversation, I mentioned that the discourses also included Bhashyam by Acharya Shankara Bhagavad on the Gita. Sampujya Sadguru appreciated this and replied, emphasizing our intention to propagate Adi Shankara's Advaita philosophy. Quoting from the Bhashyam and providing simplified explanations would authenticate this philosophy. Deliberate insertion of jokes into the talks was not required. Our main focus is not to entertain the audience but to uplift them by sharing the message of Vedanta, which liberates them from their suffering. I always keep this guidance in mind whether I am on the dais for a discourse or among my sadhaka circle. Perhaps that's why I did not care much about the longing inner student for my embrace. However strong the emotional stress or strain may be, study of scriptures will certainly facilitate relief from the distress. It was the supportive nature of the study which the medico highlighted subsequently. When the students started attending the class, the text under study was Tattvabodham, authored by Adi Shankara Bhagavatpada. That was a blessing from the Acharya as a preliminary text to enable the students taking up a systematic study of Advaita Vedanta. I remember the vibrant discussions we had on the lessons. We extensively debated and explored the concept that the root cause of all miseries is the sense of incompleteness. We also delved into the ignorance of our true selves as the source of this sense of incompleteness, and we all agreed on this point. Philosophy has the power to awaken and invigorate human willpower. Purusha Karuthu. The purpose of the class on Tattvabodham was to prepare students for the study of Bhagavad Gita. Tattvabodham served as a foundational text providing essential lessons for understanding Vedanta. It is in relation to these classes that our hero, the aforementioned medical student, made a reference. While I didn't find the solace I was seeking from Swamiji, I became increasingly fascinated by the class. I thoroughly enjoyed the introductory lessons of the text and found the discussions on the ultimate purpose of life to be incredibly helpful. With great curiosity, I delved into the textual portion of Tattvabodham. As you explained Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampatti, you skillfully linked it to our practical experiences, leaving a strong impression on me. The analysis of the gross, subtle, and the causal bodies proved particularly beneficial for us, the medical students. Gradually, we embarked on a philosophical journey alongside Swamiji, delving into profound thinking. I am delighted to share my personal experience with you. Each class felt like the ecstasy of a slowly rising curtain on a well prepared stage. The day when the curtain was finally lifted, revealing the enchanting sights on the stage, remains etched in my memory as an unforgettable moment. With the chanting of the shloka, Atha Chaturvimshati Tattvopatti Prakaram Vakshyamaha, you began explaining the origin of 24 principles. You stated, there is Maya on the Brahman, which serves as the substratum of all. Brahmascharya Sattva Rajas Tamo Gunatmika Maya Asti Tada Akasha Sambhudaha. Swamiji proceeded to quote this while you meticulously elaborated on Brahman and delved into the explanation of Maya. I was completely captivated. Sitting in the class with rapt attention, you took considerable time to emphasize the significance of Maya in the flow of Advaita philosophy, elucidating how the coexistence of Maya and Brahman does not taint Brahman with the stain of duality. On that day, a profound silence filled the classroom, and we departed without disturbing it. I yearned to retreat to my room, seeking privacy. Once I reached my room, uncontrollable sobs overcame me, not due to sorrow, but due to an indescribable ecstasy. All my doubts dissipated like dewdrops at sunrise. From the perspective of Tattvabodha, my life took on a renewed purpose and profound depth. I declared, no more suicide. I have often discussed these experiences with some of my closest friends. The practical lessons on Bhagavad Gita that followed further solidified the teachings of Tattvabodham. It is to share this joy and express my gratitude that I come to see you today.